in the video?
Because I was with that person. Who name did he put in that caption when he posted my son? He has a way of doing the same thing over every time we fall out. He a our kid.
Has apparently found a new partner and is reportedly already seeing someone else. In recent years, Shorty has worked hard to improve her image and look unconcerned about Blueface Church's appearances. During live broadcasts, she checks in with prayer and soothing words. As she surreptitiously plans her next practical joke, she talks about thinking of me. She has, however, given her redemption story a new dimension, and it is instantly dismissed. She believed the man will return her. Oh no, he's not even glancing at her, that's right. The movie has a lot of wasted energy and uncomfortable quiet. Let's now discuss how we got. Thus, this is more than simply a chance. The next phase in Crohn's, PR Lil Healing Tour made sense. It was she who initially introduced us to gospel rock. Sis went to church, sang a few spirituals, and even asked her supporters to pray for her rather than drag her, as if she were vying for a spot on the Sunday. Best Redemption Edition. After that, she went live. The entire situation screamed damage control. She must have been streaming in hopes of receiving a Twitch check and some calm. The next thing you know, she's posting pictures of her newborn face online that have been somewhat altered and smoothed off, as if she's trying to hide something. And listen, we don't discourage progress if it's sincere, but you can't avoid the healing process simply because you participated in communion and wore a turtleneck. My dear, that's not how trauma operates. At this point, it becomes quite ironic. By the time this new boo appeared, Croc was already attempting to dissuade Blueface from her plan. Sis began accusing him of harming both herself and the child, on occasion. Furthermore, even if we cannot declare that individual innocent, the timing seemed suspect because baby Blueface is currently incarcerated. It appears to me that he chose this specific time to be the antagonist of your rebirth plot because he is unable of defending himself.
When I'm putting my foot down, and when I'm trying to leave that man alone, he spitefully go after our kid. Yes, I do feel that. When we're good, I don't fear him mistreating our son. That's when he's on his good behavior.
26 hours after the claims were made public, the new boo launch was shown, with pals yelling behind her as if she had just received a bouquet and had her hair and nails done. However, he appeared to be counting down the minutes until he could depart. Sweetheart, it was where my Uber was, not where my gal was. Let's now take a closer look at the incident that caused the cardiac arrest chronology. Crone appeared to have discovered her new plot point as she flared her lashes in her new wig on her hip. While the new guy stood next to her, as stiff as a church usher in a heat wave, Sis was beaming and trying to be all lovey-dovey. The atmosphere is bone dry. There is no energy. Didn't he spend more time on his phone instead of staring at her? Take her hand. Didn't even attempt a small smile. It was quite awkward, kid, when the sister over there tried to take a few poses as if they had just revealed their gender. It's awful when your housewife talks louder than your husband, as if they're attempting to connect with you just by sound. The music that went with it also sounded embarrassed. The two of you are adorable. God, please let me go. That man was pleading as he looked up at the ceiling. The crucial idea is that later that evening, the mask is supposed to have dropped. Those close to Khan said she was talking softly and had swollen eyes, as if she had just left therapy. Sis allegedly said, "I just feel like nobody loves me for real," while sniffing and rubbing her eyes. No matter how hard I try, I always end up hurt. For a moment, you thought you had done something right because, despite everything that is going on, there is still a young girl who is traumatized, confused, and in need of affection. However, the baby quickly returned to her typical personality, expressing that the father simply wasn't prepared for me. A genuine woman was too much for him to bear. Don't do that. because he didn't sign up in the first place and he didn't ghost you. I'd still get Blue Ace's name tatted on my face on a low key, Sis said when she went live again, attempting to convey that she was the one who ran away, despite the fact that the man hadn't even come close to her. This happened immediately after we thought she was going to make a clean escape.
Be serious and do it right. Vibes. I'm gonna follow everyone on this Instagram to get his own looks. I did that before. I respect that. I've had that name on the other side of my face. Yeah.
Let me clarify. Because a small boo-boo curled your face, you want to mark your face with a man who essentially disowned his child after grieving over not being loved? Pardon a father who admitted on television that he wasn't even certain that was his child? Carries a GPS gadget, as if every time she attempted to get over the fear. Everyone has experienced an embarrassing breakup. Your sister is acting as though Blueface has received the final vial of holy water and been raptured. It's draining. The worst is this. While all of this is happening, she is attempting to portray herself as a Christian girl. She yelled for a minute. She continues by describing how she would go crazy for a man who treated her like candy. This is the portion of a performance that always makes me laugh because CN purposefully tries to look as though she has baptized herself Liv, has her glow-up arc moving, and is wearing long sleeves to symbolize sanctity, going to contribute energy with sincere intention and make up for the stupidity. I'm all right now. However, this girl is crumbling behind the scenes, like a Popeye's bread without any honey. Her eyes were flushed with tears. Baby doesn't seem to have any emotional support and always responds as though she did the rejection. However, we are all aware that Crowan is still secretly clinging to the hope that someone would fill the vacuum. And that void is growing larger every day, since an in-depth examination will reveal that this is about more than just Crowan. The entire circumstance is a microcosm of a larger issue. Nowadays, when girls publish Bible passages immediately after, twerking in an attempt to win their partner back, the entire plot is revealed, even when men are silent in the club. Single mothers were able to repair the harm done to their own children's reputations in order to appear more appealing. Moreover, the largest cause of misconception is social media. On television, everyone appears to be in love, but off-camera, there is subtly rejected behavior and dry texting that ignores direct messages. The loudest person experiencing her cycle is Crowan, but she is not alone. In actuality, no one is attempting to conceal anything. When we witness highlight reels of people suffering, we refer to it as content. Say aloud. When someone is rejected, it's not necessarily about them. Sometimes it's just you, your energy, the burden you carry about, the fact that you're healed. Past is hanging on you like a wig-glued miracle and a sparkling prayer, and the fact that everyone can see you're still in love with your broken past. No grown man is attempting to cuddle with the ghost of another man in his bed, sis. That new man didn't think you were too much or too real to be accepted. He only noticed that you still had Blueface's fingerprints all over your soul. Given that occasionally it's all that's left, it's plausible that Crowan needed to have a breakdown. Too loud for your own illusions to be heard. I couldn't take her seriously with another man tattooed on her face. Another fan commented, implying that the fans have been able to work things out. He didn't seem to want to be there, however. She's completely lost too, and perplexed, which is now bothersome. However, what are your thoughts? Is Crowan attempting to conceal a Blueface wound with a rebound she hardly knows, or is she truly prepared to begin a new relationship? Is it feasible to change your appearance while holding on to your past trauma, in your opinion? What does responsibility imply otherwise? Finally, please share your ideas in the comments area. Does someone have to preserve herself first, or is it feasible to save money?